Officer Mikas, please testify about this. Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh! You mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Nope. It's called living in Japanifornia, Nick. You know, it makes me think of that one song. I think I'm turning Japanese. Since this courtroom trials usually turn into clown fests, we should also add like an anthem of ours to sing, by the name of I think I'm turning Japanifornian. We pledge allegiance to the otaku of the United States of Japan, and to the enemy of which it stands, one bowl of ramen or god, with English dubs and burgers for all. Very well. Begin your testimony. Okay. There's one other thing that proves me that the man was Detective, sir. Believe that's all, folks. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective has used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card right here, Your Honor. Hey! That's Nick's piece of evidence, not yours. What are you doing presenting it? The ID used at 5:14. Is that of the victim? Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? You know, that is a very good point. I mean, who was in charge of the transferal? I mean, Edgeworth came in to get a screwdriver for the chief of police, and Officer Meekins had Blue Badger-related activities. The only one who I think had the duty of evidence transfer was the person with the first ID number over here. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Well, I guess it makes sense. I mean, that is why it is evidence room number 3. I mean, there are a lot more rooms like that. I mean, it's not the only one. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Oh, we definitely shall. Let's get cracking. There's one other thing that proves me that the detective was Detective Goodness, sir. Man, I just cannot talk today, as Officer Meekins. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I did give it the fee for victory sign, sir. I mean, why can't you use the other hand? Couldn't you just use your right hand for that? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's hear him out. The witness cannot afford to make any more mistakes. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. In that case, why not use the cuffs? That way, whenever someone tries to steal your ID card, it won't be possible for them to escape with it since you'll be handcuffed to your arm. I mean, you already seem to have a general idea given that you always hang yourself using your cuff. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck in my car door when I get out? Well, the remaining time my ID card gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this... Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again! Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that Manny Bluebird in it? Shh, don't stare at him. You got the wrong color, kid. Hey! Everybody just shut up, you freaking baboons! You're all being a bunch of shitbags. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. Oof. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions, or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his car. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Huh. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Huh. I mean, thinking about this... I mean, this is something that I've noticed in the investigation as well. This ID card was found at the prosecutor's office. Like, in the parking lot where we found Detective Goodman, like dead. And it was at like 5:15 when his body was found. But at the same time, this ID card was used to enter the evidence room at 5:14. Like, Mikans is telling us that at the time of the crime, the detective had used his card, but since this card was found at the parking lot, it kind of raises a contradiction over here. I mean, then again, a lot of things are contradicting here when it comes to both these places, but... I mean, that would be one contradiction that we could use in this. Unless... Hold on a second. Unless it was somebody else who wasn't Detective Goodman that used the ID card to enter the evidence. And later they would put his ID card at the parking lot. Okay, I think this could actually work. Let's see, Like, maybe we can present... Yeah, okay, found at the prosecutor's office crime scene. Yeah, maybe we should present this. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Wait one moment, Officer Mikas. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean, the other crime scene. The other parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Ah, I see! So that lost item is his ID card. Well, I guess that solves the mystery of this report. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. He believes this something to be his ID card, right? I cannot say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his ID card. Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card! Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Edgeworth, you're scaring me. Of course, you would be grateful to us. I'm not surprised about that. What I am surprised about is that you are being direct here with it, instead of being a tsundere like you always are, and telling us that you are grateful to us in a subtle way. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... I guess that's right. I have a bad feeling about this. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't good. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, in the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. Fuck! This means we are back to square one. Sort of. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Damn you, Edgeworth! Damn you! The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Mikas encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or it's not a...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Do what we always know. Object.
Objection!
1 moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. It's more like we're not gonna take any bullshit coming at us, Mr. Edgeworth. It doesn't necessarily mean that what happened at the underground parking lot has been 100% proven either. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proved one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yes. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Well, that's too bad, Wardy. 'Cause we surely have. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then. Mr. Wright, this person who you would have testify, what is his or her name? His name is Jake Marshall of the Wild Wild West. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I cannot let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Okay, thank you. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Okay, well I guess that means we're gonna have to take a break. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. I think that was how I heard that word before. Subpoenaed. It means getting prepared and all that. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court in recess. Time for me to eat. February 24, 11:42 a.m. District Court. Defendant number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You call for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured out anything out.
Hana, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma.
You always know everything. Why didn't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can he be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Meh. It's just the same old song and dance. Oh, I'm the one that did it. Get out of my way, defense attorney.
Why are you doing this? Why can't you tell us?
Well, it's all part of the mystery. I'm just doing what the script is telling me. And it tells me to be uncooperative with the defense attorney, for the sake of making the case 10 times more hard, 10 times more difficult. And to create more conflict between you and me. It's part of the story.
Oh, fuck that shit!
Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, hold on! Don't go! You're like the only one here who is not tied to this case. I mean, I need someone like you to help me relax around here. Oh, Detective Gunshoe. What is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Eh? What are you talking about, Gunshoe? Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Miss Sky. Eh? That's okay. So, have you bought what I asked? Oh! You mean this, right? What is this? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me DSL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. Why is that crazy? I mean, is it that out of normal for us to ask you for something like this? If it were us? DSL9 incident? I mean, maybe he's referring to the fact that he's bringing him the SL9 incident case, and he doesn't really know that much, so I guess that's why.
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I cannot believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Huh. Okay then. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. It is quite dangerous, but we have to, nonetheless. Okay, there it is. My god, we have like so much evidence in the court record. This is like the biggest amount of evidence that we have gathered in a case thus far. Probably like in the entire... actually, not really. I don't... Like, I probably had a lot more truth bullets in like the killing games, more than I have evidence right over here. But let me just check this. Files for the Darke killings, solved 2 years ago. Or, okay, the criminal is Joe. Either that's Darke or I probably should say Darke. Joe Darke. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Oh boy. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that cannot be good. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Yeah. I do remember them mentioning that Edgeworth was prosecutor in this case. Witnesses: Lana Sky, Emma Sky? Emma? Emma Sky was a witness in the SL9 incident? What? Emma, you never told us that you were a witness in the SL9 incident. Oh god. Executive investigators: Damon Gaunt, Lana Sky, head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigator Jake Marshall, agent... Holy crap! Yeah, this was a high-profile case. And a lot of the people that we have here are involved in this case too. My god. Okay, well, you're definitely gonna have to tell us something here, Emma. What is the meaning of this? But what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Hey, Emma, but why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Nana, this SL9 incident, is that...
That's the classification number the police filed it under. Oh, I see. The reason why Emma never told us that she was a witness in the SL9 incident was because she never knew that the case was called the SL9. Huh. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Darke killings.
The Joe Darke? No, Lana. That's over with. No!
Emma, wait! She ran away. Oh god. Emma. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be sober. No. Come, show. Don't leave. Do you have something in mind that you should tell us? Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gunn, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This cannot be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the job, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'm gonna take a good look at this file. February 24, 12:14 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Scow. Why didn't come back? Well, shoot. Looks like we're alone on this one, Nick. I hope she's gonna be alright after this. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. You know, this is the first time I'm asking this, but is the prosecution always going to be on duty of calling the witness? I mean, it's not like he prepared the witness, but rather we told them that the next witness should be Jake Marshall, so shouldn't it be our duty to present the witness? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess the prosecution is always going to have the duty of calling the witnesses. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, doggy. The time has come, folks. The time has come for the duel of the century. Detective versus detective. Cowboy versus mage. Let's do this. Me, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I never heard Edgeworth described that the way before. Maybe Edgeworth is secretly a fan of Jake Marshall in this. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up.